He gave that same smile he always wore. Calm, commanding, the sort of smile that could buy quiet. But on that day it fractured the room. It was my birthday. The long dining table sparkled with silverware and hollow laughter. My parents sat opposite me, forcing an air of normalcy. My grandfather, the man who raised fortunes from nothing, leaned back and asked as casually as if commenting on the weather, "Is the apartment comfortable?" I froze. What apartment? Silence fell like a curtain. My father's hand hung midair, fork poised. My mother's eyes darted from me to him. My grandfather turned his head slowly, his gaze sharpening as he looked at them, not with fury but with calculation. "Then where," he said softly, "did the money go?" In that instant everything collapsed. The family facade, the practiced smiles, the years of pretense, and that was when my revenge began. See, I wasn't born into wealth. I was born beneath it. There's a difference. My parents existed off my grandfather's riches, the penthouse, the cars, the holidays. But none of it was theirs. It belonged to him, and he made certain everyone remembered that. I was the outlier. Maybe he recognized something of himself in me. Quiet, watchful, never needing many words to unsettle people. From my earliest sentences he tested me. Figures, transactions, loyalty. He once told me, "A family's value is shown by who keeps the truth when everyone else barters it away." I didn't grasp it then. I do now. When he said he'd transfer properties as birthday gifts to his heirs, my parents turned into saints overnight. They cooked his breakfast, laughed at his jokes, feigned concern for his legacy. I stayed silent, observed, and waited. Then that birthday arrived. The question, the hush, the truth beginning to seep out like smoke under a shut door. A week later I found the first clue, a bank notification on my father's laptop, a transfer labeled Trust Fund Advance Apartment Purchase. The same week, my grandfather's accountant had sent confirmation to my parents, yet the apartment wasn't real. I dug further. Emails, titles, forged paperwork. They had siphoned my grandfather's money, my inheritance, through a shell company, naming me as beneficiary. Every trail of paper led to me. If anything unraveled, I'd be the one investigated. Clever, merciless, nearly flawless. Nearly. I didn't confront them. Not yet. I learned from the master, from him. Instead, I began crafting my own plan. Quietly, I met with my grandfather's lawyer under the guise of learning the business. I asked questions that made him uneasy. Legal ownership, asset transfers, trust provisions. I memorized every clause, every loophole. Then I copied everything. Every forged document, every phony signature, every message that linked their avarice to my name. I picked a date, my next birthday, 1 year to prepare. During that year I played the dutiful child perfectly, the one who knew nothing. I let my parents believe they'd gotten away with it. They redecorated, threw parties, posted photos of family triumphs. I smiled in every picture. Behind the scenes, I worked with my grandfather's auditor, the only man he trusted more than family. Together we reconstructed the paper trail. I arranged for each fabricated transaction to surface legally, quietly, and at exactly the right moment. When the day arrived, the same guests gathered in the same dining room. My grandfather presided at the head of the table, majestic as ever. My parents sat smug and gleaming, sure they'd deceived him, until he smiled again and asked about the apartment. And I spoke the sentence that destroyed them. My voice was steady. My father's was not. He mumbled something about a misunderstanding. My mother managed a trembling smile through panic. My grandfather tapped the table once, a habit when he discovered a lie. He produced a folder. Printed emails, bank statements, signatures. I didn't need to say another word. The documents spoke. He looked at me, then at them. "You used your child's name to steal from me," he said. His tone was even, almost disappointed. I expected betrayal from enemies, not kin. He turned to me, his eyes gentle for the first time. "The apartment is yours now," he said quietly. "Theirs isn't." Security led them out before dessert. They lost everything, the cars, the accounts, the standing. My father begged. My mother sobbed. I remained silent. The silence was my vengeance. My grandfather placed the trust under my control not from affection, but from recognition. You didn't react, he said. You acted. That night I stood by the window of my new apartment, the genuine one this time, looking over the city's lights. For the first time I grasped power. It wasn't money or domination. It was patience. They constructed their lives on lies. I tore them down with truth. And on that same day, 1 year later, when my grandfather smiled again and handed me a glass,